Hello guys, my name is Raykai, and welcome back. I've just been informed, and I think we've all been informed by this one right now. There is a whole new epidemic going on. It is sweeping society and destroying women. It is the male loser epidemic. Alright, let's see what we're doing now. It's a shoe vid. They're always good. The male loser epidemic. Fuck. Well, what could us possibly be doing that is causing women problems now? Right?
I've been gone for quite a bit. Hopefully nothing too crazy happened. I feel like every time I take a break, like, a war breaks out or something, but thankfully that did not happen.
Are you sure about that?
But at least we found out the real Epstein files were the friends we made along the way.
Are we really surprised? Did people like we really wanted this list to be dropped? I don't want to go into that. That's a whole topic for another video. But goddamn, we got rug swept on that one. Anyway, one crazy world-ending thing at a time.
Welcome back to the Shoe on Head channel. If it is your first time here, run. I am Shoe on
Stay a while and listen.
Head, and on this channel I like to cover cultural issues mostly surrounding men's issues. It's what I've been doing for over a decade, and frankly, I'm exhausted. Many
Many of us apparently have so many issues that I didn't even know about.
been along for the ride, and you have seen me go from a chipper, lively 24-year-old making fun of BuzzFeed and Tumblr feminists to a bitter, calloused 34-year-old.
Damn, she was older than I am. I didn't realize that. Don't tell her I said that. Oh shit. That's it. I just got canceled, guys. It was nice knowing you.
Talking about very real and growing men's issues. One of the main men's issues I have been covering in great detail lately has been the male loneliness epidemic. Yeah, but turns out...
By the way, I've never once heard or seen any men even mention something about this unless it was brought up by some bitter, crazy woman in a comment section. It's almost like this whole male this, male that is just weird stuff made by psycho, crazy chicks on the internet who have run out of things to hate on us, so they're just fabricating new bullshit. What's it gonna be next week? It was the male loneliness epidemic, now it's the male loser epidemic. Is it gonna be the male chillin' epidemic next? Oh god, men are not angry and depressed, and women most affected.
I was wrong. We don't have a male loneliness epidemic. We have a male loser epidemic. It's not a male loneliness epidemic. No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic.
Male mediocrity epidemic. Man, they sure love coming up with new things to victimize themselves with, eh? It's really funny.
It's a male loser epidemic.
The male loser epidemic has gotten...
And I haven't watched this yet, but I'm going to guarantee that throughout this whole video, you're not going to see one guy even mention this. It's all bitter, angry, femcel women who need a reason to hate on men because they had a bad experience with one or two guys, and they hate their dad and they hate their ex, so apparently now every guy's a loser and there's an epidemic, and they're all personally affected by it. Uh-huh. Anyway.
so bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point.
I agree, it is really pathetic. Stop coming up with random bullshit to get mad about that doesn't exist.
Now, I don't always talk
Yay!
about men's issues. No, sometimes I talk about politics, and sometimes I mix the two together. Now, I know a lot of you don't like
juicy.
politics. You don't care about politics.
No.
But politics cares about you, and it will enter your life no matter how hard you try to avoid it. But
Yeah, but I still avoid talking about it. Obviously, now I'm getting to the age where I pay attention to politics, and I talk about it sometimes, but it's not my entire personality, and I definitely don't really like talking about the government and politics all the time on my channel. I much more prefer talking about stuff like this, which is fucking funny as hell.
Thankfully, I have the perfect app to help you navigate
Uh-oh.
this difficult, confusing...
Ad time! Roach out!
So let's quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ground News, before we get into this video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun and transparent way to read the news from all
so
across
fun.
the political spectrum. From left,
Fun
right,
and transparent.
center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and make sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite
it's actually
features
kinda handy.
has to be the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that
Sorry,
have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here is a story about how the CIA uncovered a Russiagate fraud, and right away we can see how it has been covered by 41 sources, and out of those 41 sources, 93% of them lean right. With only two
I bet
left-wing outlets
these news
reporting the
organizations
story.
don't like
Ground News
this
also
app.
makes it really easy to compare headlines to see just how political bias can affect the framing of a story. For example, this story about Zoran Mamdani winning the Democratic
We used to
primary
call that
in
something.
New York.
I think we
This
still
left-leaning
do.
outlet says Zoran Mamdani's win just got a little sweeter, and meanwhile the right-wing outlet says, "Meet Zoran Mamdani, the man who will ruin New York." As you can see, very
Jesus.
different vibes. I have been using
Yeah.
Ground News since 2021 because I think it is so informative, so fun, and it helps me see how different stories are framed so differently, and I love it. I highly recommend it. It's one of the few apps that I wake up and just immediately check. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. High praise. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use.
Yes, if you find yourself in an echo chamber where everyone's high-fiving you for everything you say, and you think you're immune to criticism, you need to get out of that echo chamber. None of us are free from criticism. Human beings, and you see this everywhere, who spend their entire time in an echo chamber where everything they say is propped up as like the truth and facts, has completely ruined society. Not society, but has at least ruined the internet. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent.
To access all of their amazing features. This comes out to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a coffee. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code right there on screen. Or
Use
the
this
link
if you
in the
find
video
yourself in an
description
echo
down
chamber
there
so you can
to
educate
subscribe
yourself.
to Ground News today. I feel like what they're doing is really important, especially right now, and it helps us approach the news in a more fair and balanced way. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
I didn't
Right.
skip it. I'm
Now,
a good boy.
let's get back to the video. With all these issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement. Months ago, I covered...
Yeah. Men are this, men are that, men are the problem, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's all you hear from Democrats nowadays, that it's just like, holy shit. We don't care. Stop talking about us like we're some kind of fucking problem that needs to be eliminated. And then get mad when we don't vote for you. Yeah, why didn't the people that we patronized and demonized not vote for us? Obviously, they're racist.
how the Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose
Like
in
how
part
Son
because of
Diddy
young men
Parker's in there.
overwhelmingly voting for Trump, and I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled...
Anybody that's confused by this, people vote for what's in their best self-interest. It's not a mystery. So if one side is demonizing an entire gender of people, well, they're probably not going to vote for you unless they're trying to fuck the women that are on that side of the political spectrum.
Their final solution to the right-wing male loser epidemic.
Oh.
Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class.
Millions. Okay, just give me millions of dollars and I'll let you all in on the secret here. Okay? Men don't like it when you speak to them in a patronizing tone. Yeah. Just don't fucking patronize us and we'll actually listen to you. It's not complicated. We're not stupid. We're not fucking children. We're not losers. Stop talking to us like that, and we might give you the fucking time of day. $1 million, please. I'll take it. Take it by e-transfer.
Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working class men to return to the party. Ah yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms. Great job, guys. The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, promises to use the funds to study the syntax, language, and content that...
They will do absolutely everything, but do the simplest things possible, which is going to be the most effective. A strategic plan. Just don't treat men like pieces of shit, and they'll listen to you. You don't need a Sam. You don't need to spend millions of dollars on... Oh my fucking god.
gains attention and virality.
Who's the loser epidemic
the
here?
effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games, among other things.
That is the worst thing you could do to get guys to like you, is to put your political agenda in our fucking entertainment. Get the fuck out of my goddamn living room, because I play video games to get away from people like you. I don't need you sitting in my living room patronizing me too.
The Democrat Party is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying.
Yeah.
Now, as you can see here is the young man in his natural habitat, in a dark, messy cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles. Here is another young man, as you can see, also dwelling in a dark cave.
Hey. You never mind our caves, okay? We like our caves.
This one has dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators.
Ah, yes.
Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates. But moving on, here is another young man.
Nuxtaku.
We're not.
Yeah, Nuxtaku's a guy. This probably confuses Democrats more than anything.
Quite sure about this one. We're still studying it. Listen, Democrats, instead of spending $20 million to do that stupid, maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free.
What? No. Come on. No, that wouldn't work. Come on. We need to spend millions of dollars on other bullshit. Why listen to people? Men aren't people. We don't want to listen to them. They're cave-dwelling monkeys. Ooh, ah.
All the time. All I have to do is read my comment section. Let's see here. Shoe on Head is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th. Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh, shoo, mommy, milkies,
Yeah, and this is why guys don't take y'all seriously.
Mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle. Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
Since Trump scored big with young male voters last election, Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend...
This is probably the only thing I'm going to agree with this Karen. Yes, it is a waste of money. But what she's going to say after is probably going to be completely stupid. How much you want to bet? Give it... Count to 5. Go.
...their money on teaching men to not be such sexists.
3 seconds. Took her 3 seconds to completely say something fucking retarded. There it is. This is why men don't like you. You're patronizing, you're full of shit, and you're a bunch of goddamn obnoxious Karens, and this is why we don't care. This is why we dwell in our caves now, far away from you, because holy shit, it is exhausting dealing with people like this.
Maybe that's
But the
it.
stats don't bear that out now.
And then everybody clapped.
What young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out.
Yeah, but y'all wanted men to be more feminine. Now you're fucking bitching and complaining about it. A doink. It hurt itself in its confusion. The pickings are slim because we don't want to be picked anymore. Y'all are crazy.
There that want to get married, they want to have kids, they want to have stable families, but there are a
Well, maybe you should have thought of that before you pissed us all off.
lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Hey, I live in my own basement that I pay for with my own money. Because it's nice and cool down here. It's hot in the summer, man. I'm going to sit here making videos. I want to be in a nice, well-ventilated, cool office space with my coffee and all my... Yeah, anyway. But I own the rest of that. I own the rest of it too. Just saying.
Oh no.
Oh.
The very night I was sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men, this came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about
Must have been a slow day in the newsroom.
Men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired, it went absolutely viral on Twitter for not good reasons. So we are going to unpack this piece by piece. Because even though everyone was mocking it and making fun of it, as far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because
Alright. Like, I'm sorry. This is not attractive to men. At all. Your pickings are slim because you act like a bunch of schizos all the time, and ain't nobody, no man, no woman wants to be in the same room with people like this, man.
Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos? One second. Three stupid blonde bimbos.
Beautiful.
Sorry. I felt left out. Alright, let's go. Wait. I need my gamer fuel. See? I do drink it. That one's for you, Tectone.
It's a major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this.
Well, why don't you go date all the weird fucking illegal immigrants that you brought into the country that are now living off our money, too? If we're such a big problem, go for them. Oh, wait, you won't because they're a bunch of rapists and murderers. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, weird. Y'all cause a lot of fucking problems. Two groups of people that cause all our problems, and one of them's right on the screen right now, guys.
Leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem.
No guy is calling themselves a stay-at-home son. Again, this is just bullshit women fabricate in their head and then try to play it off as something that we call ourselves. No. No. This is all you. This is all you guys. You guys come up with all this bullshit all the time. Meanwhile, we just sitting here chilling and laughing it up.
Problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. You know, that's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminine...
I don't know about you, but most guys I meet don't blame declining birth rates on women. In fact, most men don't talk about declining birth rates at all. In fact, the only people I ever hear bitching about this shit are a bunch of bitter women. Interesting.
problem in America, but
y'all blaming us and
feminization
yourselves
of
for
men.
everything.
There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems.
Sounds a lot better than fucking spending time with crazy bitches like you. Speaking of DoorDash, just kidding. I actually cook food. I don't order DoorDash because the food I make tastes a lot better. But anyways.
Problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe.
Check out the cooking charts, guys.
Meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
So first of all, this stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One fucking guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can on young men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men.
Yes, because Democrats like wasting money on stupid bullshit like Gay Sesame Street in Iraq. This is why y'all lost. But, hey, Trump ain't exactly doing what he said, so, you know, next election will be interesting, that's for sure. I was saying for a while that Democrats will never be voted in again, and then Trump decided to pull the rug underneath everybody. So, anyway, that's, again, another conversation for another video.
Oh no,
I'm not here to
the
talk
young men
about
are
Trump.
leaving us in droves. How do we get them back? Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust-covered slobs.
Actually, I think guys would resonate with that more than have the other bullshit that they fucking say to us. That was funny. Keep doing that.
You. Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too. Is the amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to order DoorDash all day? No. And also, they're not paying for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing it. Come on. Get with the times.
What? Okay. That completely went over my head.
There are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of you tried applying for a job as...
You think guys are just sitting at home with no jobs in this economy? Come on, man. Everybody's working, man. I don't know what weird dystopian future you think we men live in, where money just fabricates out of thin air like we don't have fucking jobs. The fuck do you mean?
As a young man recently, or tried buying a house on the salary of one of these young men? Have you experienced the dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering. Listen, I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays and you need to pander to them, but Tommy, you are like 2 years younger than me. You know this shit isn't true. Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking?
Because that's what people like this do. They lie about everything because they have no ground to stand on. They're literally standing on sinking sand right now, trying to maintain their position of power. So they're lying like a bunch of snakes, man. That's all they can do. And it's fucking funny.
Like a fucking boomer. I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick-me shit. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young...
Yeah, I'm an incel. She's a pick-me. Uh-huh. Right. Good one.
...people. And you know what? She's not like those other young people. Not all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler and get a cushy job on Fox News based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this brain-dead, boomer-ass take is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a f***ing house. And listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers, they are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers, but when the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is not sending their best. They are not sending you. They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the
Yeah, here's another bit of help. Again, I'll take my $1 million as a e-transfer, Democrats. Maybe don't send a bunch of privileged ass Karens to insult us to get our attention. Might be a good place to start. Nobody resonates with a bunch of self-entitled little white women who want to sit there and fucking virtue signal. It's obnoxious and nobody fucking cares. Oh, I'm such a good person. Look at me, boo fucking hoon, and pat myself on the shoulder. Oh, and by the way, men are all incels, and we're just like, holy fuck, man.
Housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos
yeah.
on Facebook. But some
men are all poor. Women most affected. Why?
I assume, are good people. But my god, I truly believe they do not understand how good they had it. They could support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute away their economic future for some cheap plastic shit from China. They inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretend it's a paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Lauren see people...
Yeah, guys, just pull your boots up by your bootstraps and don't order coffee at Starbucks and you'll be able to save $600,000. Yeah. I've got the real truth here. Do that. Don't put yourself in hundred thousands of dollars of student debt. Get a trade, learn how to do a skill, and go make $50 an hour. Then you might be able to save $600,000 for a house.
People struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I had it. And you wonder why so many millennials and zoomers don't want kids. I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat. Children. Not happening.
Look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming
oh well,
lazy
anybody want to have beers at a bonfire while they figure it out?
So they're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat? I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening, but men are moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is absolutely no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact
Well, you want to start a family so bad. I thought y'all were going to go do the Bears. What happened to that? How are you going to have a family with men? You have to have sex. But you say men are all rapists, so... Did y'all forget the part of biology where you have to have sexual intercourse to actually produce a child? Or do these women think that just by holding hands they can get pregnant? Like, it's... Oh, we want to have kids in a family, but all men are rapists. Well... Sounds like a you problem. Good luck with that, though.
Opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Some women don't want to have... A lot of women just don't want to have kids, and a lot of men just don't want to deal with women. It's no mystery.
Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance, but among women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence. Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas. They've been ass-blasted with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined.
They don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas, and we don't want to give up our comfy caves. Again, it's really not complicated. You don't need to spend $20 million to figure this out. Just give it to me.
Their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again, they'll be miserable forever if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision I've ever made. 10/10, highly recommend, would do it again. But yes, this idea that men are the ones primarily responsible for the low birth rates is laughable. We'll laugh and
well, it's because men do everything. We're the faults of everything in the world, especially white men. Yeah, look at me. I'm such a fucking problem, right? I'm such a violent rapist, murderer, womanizer, bigot, Nazi, racist. Shit. I'm losing track of half the shit that we're being called nowadays. By sitting here eating good food, doing some shutdowns here and there, doing some welding and playing video games. Damn. I didn't realize being a supervillain was so fucking easy.
Over here. But honestly, it's not really women
Call
or
Spider-Man, man.
fault. There are a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is gonna be the summer of canceling boys. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful.
You might be pretty, but you're not attractive. Your personality and the way that you act in society makes you unattractive. I know women probably don't want to hear this, but nobody wants to listen to an obnoxious Karen constantly belittle them. You can look as pretty as you want. The second you start acting like that, that's it. Get the fuck out of here.
All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think, it might not be us. It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas.
Every time I do something, someone's mean to me. It can't be me. Everybody else is the problem.
And they're not any better in the Midwest. Quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that.
We're trash, eh? Well, let me just, alright guys, I'm just gonna go find a garbage bin to go sit in.
Marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So, look,
No, I would actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
So let me get this straight. Men are all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rates. But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents. What? But wait, there's more! She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
Yeah.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector and a provider. If you think you need to get something out of it, I quite frankly don't consider you a real man.
Never before in history
You heard it here, folks, guys. Real men are just personal ATMs and meat shields.
have women demanded so much and offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video, because I am really interested to see what, like, the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this. If the women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame.
Yeah.
These two women have a combined age of 93 and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me. My goodness! Boomers are ruthless!
Jesus! Even the people watching them are like, okay, enough's enough. Like, y'all need to dial this shit the fuck back.
I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia after Vietnam was over. When I was 18, rent was $450 and I could afford to get my own place. She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God we raised our sons to be men, who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed. Why can't you people get this through your heads?
Yeah, so what? I moved out when I was 18. I did 2 years in the artillery, but I can understand this shit. It's because it's happening right in front of your fucking face, stupid. Don't have to relate to it to be able to understand what's going on. Shit. Alright, what did I do since I was 18? Went to college. 2 years in the artillery. Reserves. I went to Army Cadets as a kid. I spent 10 years as a Red Seal chef. Now I'm going to school to be a Boilermaker. I have a business degree. Yet not all of us millennials are fucking losers, alright? I make a decent amount of money. But I'm not gonna share it with some fucking schizo bitch who thinks that she doesn't have to do anything. Fuck off. Like, why would I go out of my way to give away my resources to someone who's gonna treat me like crap?
I will never let my son stay home. I'm trying to push them out of the nest. Okay, I really gotta ask, is this an Anglo thing? Immediately kicking your kid out when they turn 18 years old? My Mediterranean mind cannot comprehend this. And honestly, why the f would a man leave home, leave his mother's cooking, for a woman who probably can't cook? Not me, though. Personally, I can cook amazing homemade meals.
Probably is a nice way of saying it. Every woman I've dated throughout my life cannot cook for shit. I was always the one who cooked, and I'm a great cook. But I probably won't share that with anybody ever again. If I really want to go out of my way to feed someone who's going to put 8 stitches in my face, I might as well just go get into a bar fight. Skip the emotional manipulation.
I'll have you know I am a great trad wife.
Again, check the cooking shorts out, guys. I make some good food.
Bone apple teeth.
Now, unfortunately,
Hell
Tony
yeah.
Ryan wasn't the only one.
Dino Nuggies.
Lazy young men go get a job bullshit. Mike Johnson did it referencing 29-year-old men playing video games all day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men playing video games.
Yeah, and video games are fucking great.
All day. And just the other night, I saw this on my TV. Again.
A Wall Street Journal headline got our attention. The new dream job for young men, stay-at-home son. It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on...
Yeah, how dare people want to be able to make a comfortable living, and in most cases, more money than most college degree people, sitting in their home, working 4 or 5 hours a day. Huh. How dare somebody want that? Get your ass in gear and go be a welder like me, you lazy shenanigans. Go out and work your break your fucking back in one of the most dangerous jobs in the country like me. Nah, Mitch, if you can make a living playing video games, high five. I love my job. I love my career. But let's be real. If anybody can make a living doing less, do that. If you can't, hey, always need welders and boilermakers.
Jeopardy. And he has a master's degree in political science, but he's unemployed. Grow up, get a job, get a wife, build a family.
Just get a wife, bro. Just get a job, bro.
Just get a girlfriend, bro.
Yeah, just get a job. Why don't I strap on my job helmet?
Just do it, bro. Just do it.
Job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies.
The term welfare queen must have fell out of fashion with Republicans, because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very obvious what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job lazy attitude is not surprising, but it's especially funny coming from Fox News of all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News will talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of American jobs held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor. Companies
and AI now, by the way, everyone's panicking about that. Bro, I could barely get AI to generate a 10-second video half the time. You're at least a decade away from having to worry about that shit. They're gonna have robots doing my job before AI can figure out how to fucking do anything.
And billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just good little worker drones who won't unionize, rather than hire American workers for a living wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money
Makes
they
good
make.
porn,
I remember
though.
when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Open borders?
Open
borders. That's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But it
Anybody
would make a lot
me.
of global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state.
Where'd that guy go? A lot of these jobs being taken are jobs traditionally held by
He's
men,
old
like
and tired of
construction
this
and
shit.
factory jobs, manual labor work. But it's
Yeah,
not just
that's what I
manual
do.
labor jobs. It's
Look at
also
me.
the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also mainly held by men. There are many, many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers while requesting 14,000 more H-1B workers this year. Some of those job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men, software developers, which are 80% men, and electronic engineers, which are 90% men, and many more like that. Another example of this was Tesla, where roughly 15,000 American employees were fired in April 2024, and many were replaced with H-1B visa holders. On Twitter, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to these immigrants just simply being the best and the brightest. Yeah, okay. You're paying them less for longer hours and more work, and they're willing to deal with it in order to stay in the country. It's coercive, exploitative, and, dare I say, not very America first. When conservatives confronted Elon Musk for this last
Sounds
year,
a lot
he
like
told
slavery
somebody,
to
and
me.
I quote, "Take a big step back and yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend." So when it comes to replacing American workers in manual labor with cheap foreign labor, it's deport, deport, deport. But when it comes to replacing his American workers with cheap foreign labor, it's yourself in the face. Interesting.
Yeah. It's always, my illegal immigrants are okay, but let's deport yours. Don't steal my slaves. Come on. What are you guys doing? That's all I ever hear when people say, oh, we need illegal immigration so that we can have a bunch of people working the fields and stuff. Like, we don't have giant tractors and shit that can do the jobs of 100 guys, and we don't need people from third world countries to work in the sun all day for us. Just say you want slavery back, bro. Let's cut the bullshit.
There's also affirmative action and DEI, which are other things Fox News always pisses and shits about. But suddenly, when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things just, like, don't exist anymore. Then it's, oh, young men are all just lazy. They just want to be in their parents' basement, ordering DoorDash and playing video games. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. I am not beating the allegations with this one. The brown people are not taking your jobs, okay? It's not their fault. They're just cheaper. Aim upwards. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. It's the women.
Yeah, that's why these business owners want to have illegal immigrants working for them, because they don't have to pay them a minimum wage. They can essentially hold their entire life over their heads, because if they say no or do anything disagreeable, the people that employ them can essentially just ruin their life, and they don't have human or basic worker rights. What does that sound like, guys? I don't know. You might have to explain that one to me. I'm too stupid to understand. Oh, you want to hire a bunch of people with no rights and can't pay them a working wage and have the ability to completely uplift their life if they say no. Oh, right, it's called slavery, you fucking freaks.
Men, too. Many of the dying industries are male-dominated, while many of the growing industries are female-dominated, and stigma around these jobs being woman jobs usually stops men from working them. Women are overwhelmingly entering and excelling in college and the workforce, and they're more flexible about job position and pay, while young men usually hold out for higher-paying, higher-position jobs that will make them the breadwinner. Because you see, despite the world progressing and the role of women changing, the role of men has not changed. Every woman is a feminist until the dinner bill comes. But what's crazy is, women might be the ones paying.
Yeah, everyone's equal until someone's gotta go inside a fucking furnace.
That dinner bill soon. A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about 1,000 more annually than men, completely reversing the traditional gender pay gap for this age group. In the US,
but by the way, women will still say men get paid more than they do. I remember when Google, the Karens at Google fucking went on a whole strike because they were convinced that the men working at the office were getting paid more than them, and all that happened was is they found out that the men were actually making less than they were, and ended up giving all the men in the office a raise to balance it out. Yeah.
As a 2022 Pew Research Center,
They so badly want to victimize themselves for something they never, for an experience that they've never had to live. I don't get it. They so badly want to feel like they live in the 1950s. It's ridiculous.
analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median
Good for
earnings
them.
at or above
Congratulations.
100% of men's in
Now stop
cities
yelling
like
at
New
us.
York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have...
Yeah, just look at the WNBA or the WBA, women's basketball, whatever. It's going bankrupt because they were bitching and moaning that they weren't getting paid as much as men, so then they started giving them more money. But the way sports work is you need to fill stadiums in order to bring money in. So now the Women's Basketball Association is now $450 million in debt. You can't make this shit up, man. Like, the self-entitlement is absolutely ludicrous. The delusion, and and you're seeing the damage everywhere, man. Even the DI initiative was hijacked by 77% white women who were pushing minorities out, which I thought the whole idea of DI was to give minorities an equal shot at getting jobs, but then you had a bunch of white women who decided, well, we're just going to put us in high-paying positions and screw black people. I can't remember the politician's name, but there was a whole thing about it, and then no one talked about it after that. Real funny that, eh?
Have never been this resigned to staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like. More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage.
So basically what women are doing is they're causing all these problems, and they're scapegoating men and trying to blame us for it. And we're just sitting back like this and, right. Yeah. Cool. And now they're whining and complaining that no one's coming to fix it. It's like, yeah, we're just gonna take a back seat on this one. Y'all want to fuck around and find out and blame us for all your problems? You could fix them. You're big girls. You got this. I'm gonna stay in my cave and order DoorDash.
The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings by an estimated $1 million.
Well, why are guys going to go to college, spend a bunch of money to get a degree to work in an office that is predominantly only hiring women? Why would men actively put themselves at a disadvantage? Like, fuck that. That's why we're all getting trade jobs now. We're going to go work the jobs you women don't want, because getting a degree and trying to get an office job where you get mistreated and patronized and discriminated against because you don't have a vagina just sounds stupid. Fuck that.
Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women.
There it is. Men are broke, women most affected. Why is that?
Without a college degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52% for those born between 1930 and 1980, according to research by Cornell University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings.
Which, I got a degree and I still struggle from time to time. Having a degree don't mean shit, bro.
For non-college women to date. Men are poor, women most affected. Modern women are no longer tied to their gender role. Birth control has freed them from the prison that is their biology, and they are making their own money, sometimes more than men. They can have it all. They can do anything. They can be anything. While at the same...
Yeah, and we'd all be like, great, good for you. But you're patronizing us instead. It's like, great, you make more money than us. Like, go make your bag, queen. But why you gotta sit there and talk shit while doing it?
Same time, men are still expected to be the provider. And more importantly, many men still want to be the provider, but they can't. And women,
it's biology,
that are strong
bro.
and independent, still want men to be the provider.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider.
Well, listen here, bitch. You're a fucking newscast on Fox who makes 7 figures. Yeah, your pickings are slim if you're trying to find a guy that makes more money than you do and wants to pay for everything. You're in the top 1%. And I bet you a lot of the guys who are in the top percent don't want anything to do with you. Because you're obnoxious and annoying.
That will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money.
Basically, men are like, we're worried we're not making enough money. And women are like, we're worried men are not making enough money. Hello class, I am Miss On Head. I am substituting for your teacher today. She was arrested for molesting a 12-year-old boy. So today we are learning about the graph. This is the growth in productivity versus hourly compensation graph. And you can trace almost everything bad happening in society back to this graph.
That's a bad
As you
graph.
can see, productivity increased while compensation barely grew over the same time period. Notice they tracked very closely up.
Very much by design, by the way. This is that pull your socks up by the bootstraps mentality that caused this. Yeah, do the job of 5 people, bitch. And stop complaining about it.
Until around 1972. Now, what happened around 1972, class? Well, the top marginal tax rate was reduced from 70% in 1964 to 50% by 1981. The federal minimum wage began to stagnate. Income going to the 1% rose from 9% in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average worker.
Damn, that's a lot of yachts and hookers to blow cocaine off of. Woof. Man, CEO's got it rough, bro.
Anything else happen around 1972? Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women joined the workforce around this time, but we don't have to get into that today. The fact is, hard work no longer guarantees success, and the will to work is tied to the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. Every generation had lazy people. And we do basically live in late-stage mouse utopia, after all. Young people today are faced with 2 options: revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism.
Well, I mean, escapism is less violent, right? I mean, we could just do a revolution. There's a lot of people that think they are revolutionaries. We could always just show them what a real revolution looks like. They probably wouldn't like that very much.
Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and they found
People
out that
die.
juice just isn't worth the squeeze, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution in a way. They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks, I hate this, I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general.
Yeah, basically. We're getting treated like shit, so we're making our money saying fuck you and going and just doing our thing.
Young men that are still voting left
Nazis
are voting
bad,
further
yeah.
left.
Wow, Nazis bad, guys. Did you know that Nazis are bad? I just heard that Nazis are bad. Jesus fuck, man.
You saw this recently in New York City, where Zohran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist...
Yeah. These are your revolutionaries right here. These are the people who think that they are fighting a war on fascism. And this is everybody else's reaction to it right here. This gentleman's face right here is just like,
won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them because this is not working for them.
If you wake up one morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with 4-year college degrees and like initiative who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
Because back in their day, all they had to do was get a shitty minimum wage job working at a shoe store and they could buy a boathouse and a car. Why the fuck can't these damn millennials do the same thing? It's almost like inflation doesn't exist. You like my boomer impersonation?
Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire generation of fighting-aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring. When they saw this airing on Fox News...
Yeah, I do everything that these boomers say to do. And yet, I don't have this magical $1 million that I should have by now. I am a tradesman with a degree. I cook my own coffee at home, as you can see. I make my own food at home, as you can see. I don't go out to the bar every night. I don't drink every night. I work on YouTube as a hobby. I make money on the side doing fucking DoorDash if I have to, while also going through school to be an apprentice welder. Where's my mythical $1 million? Where's my fancy car? Where's my house? Oh, right, it's all going to superly overpriced food that I even have to, even going to the grocery store is expensive, by the way. I know, crazy, right? My car insurance, my phone bill, my internet bill, and you know what the big kicker is? It's rent. Yeah. You know how much it costs to rent a house nowadays? With a driveway and a garage and a backyard? If you want to have those nice things, it's $2,480 a month. If you want a one-bedroom apartment in the same city where there are crack houses and hooker dens in, and people drive their cars through the front windows if you live on the ground floor, $1,300 a month. Yeah, I wonder where people's money's going. You can either spend $2,000 a month to avoid living in the literal ghetto, or you can spend $1,300 a month to live in the actual ghetto. I wonder why people can't save up for a house.
They saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault. An all too familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News, so this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million. You might still need it, unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged
or give it to me, I'll give you better advice. I'll take 20 mil.
Running back to the
Daddy needs a house.
Maybe not. Maybe not even a George Bush 2 electric boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party. Hopefully we don't find out. And as I'm editing this right now, a lot of young people, even the podcast bros, seem pretty...
I'm pretty sure this picture right here is how all Democrats view all men. Like we're just stupid tinfoil wearing hat retards who need to be talked down to and patronized.
I'm upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect the Clintons, so maybe not even this will save them, but we'll see, I guess. Hold on one second. That's better. So that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all.
Oh yeah, it's all men's fault. Men are the root cause of all evil in the world. No, come on. Everyone's taking part in this bullshit. Men, women, trans, whatever. It's all collective. And the root cause of it all... I don't want to go into that. But basically, society's getting fucked. Guys are just trying to survive. And we don't want to have to do all this headache bullshit while listening to some schizo patronizing us.
I'm probably reading them right now as you type them. Wait, don't write that. No, you can't say that. No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to me on Patreon or leave a little tip with a little tip jar down below, or give it a little heart. It helps the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again
There's
soon
a tip jar.
with a new video, a new
Do I have a tip
video,
jar?
because I know you gremlins love that shit. Bye!
I'm not a gremlin. Okay, maybe I am. Yeah, well, there it is. The male loser epidemic. What's it gonna be in another couple weeks? Anyway, those are my thoughts on that. It's like, yeah, guys are tired, man. It doesn't mean we're losers. It just means that we're dealing with enough problems. We just don't complain about them. And then we also got to deal with people fucking demonizing us like this all the time. And that's why we make our money, we do our job, and we just come home and do our own thing. Anyway. See you in the next one.